Welcome into Titans Today. It's a new week. I'm Abby Alonso. We've got a loaded show full of coaching news, draft rumors. We're going to talk a little bit about the O-line and the wide receiver room. Lots to talk about, and we'll start off with some franchise history. So Lori Locust is now the first full-time female coach for the Tennessee Titans. She was previously with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in 2019 before joining the Titans. She broke into the NFL as a defensive line coaching intern with the Baltimore Ravens in 2018, and before she started coaching, she played defensive line in a semi-pro women's football league where she was named MVP and team captain of the Central PA Vipers. Safe to say she might know a little bit about a little bit, and we're going to talk about the defense here because it seems that it's not getting too much attention. We've been very preoccupied with the quarterback questions and the O-line questions and the wide receiver questions and who's going to be drafted. Are the Titans trading? What are they going to do? We've completely overlooked the defense. And if you look at these stats, the defense might need some attention. Yards per game, 351.6. That's 23rd in the league that they've allowed. Receiving, this is the one right here. 274.8 yards per game. That is the worst in the league. And we watched them this season just kind of deteriorate with all of the injuries, and they just couldn't get it together. It was the Achilles heel for this Titans team this season. They could not stop the passing game, and it ultimately led to their demise. So hopefully Lori Locust can come in, maybe make some changes. Rushing game, they had no problem stopping the run, 76.9 yards per game. That's first. So there's got to be a balance here. You got to be able to stop the pass the way that you can stop the run. Turnovers 20, that's 22nd in the league. Let's take a look at the Titans linebacker depth chart. Harold Landry, Zach Cunningham, David Long, Bud Dupree. There's talk about Bud Dupree possibly being cut. There are expectations that he may get cut during the offseason. He did suffer from a hip injury this season. Danico Autry is another one who, when he was playing, he was doing great, but he had a knee injury. Rashad Weaver and Harold Landry are really the only notable players at the position still under contract. And Landry is coming off a torn ACL, and I'm not sure if Rashad Weaver is a starter. So there are lots of questions in this linebacker room. There's overlap, though. You saw these guys kind of move around throughout the season. Before the season, they were moving around. Lori Locust may be able to come in here. She coached defensive line before. She's coaching linebackers now. Maybe she can bring in something that these guys haven't been able to do yet and change it up because something's got to change. We're talking a lot about offense. The defense has got to make the changes as well. Guys, let me know. How likely are you to recommend this show to your friends? You might be in a Titans GM cutting up with the boys over the offseason, making some predictions, talking rumors. Why don't you send them this link? Let's talk it up. Send them the link. Let me know in the comments how likely you are to send this show out to your friends. Scale it 1 to 10 in the comment section. All right, moving on. Of course, you can't go a weekend without more rumors on Twitter. And these are a little bit sketch. I don't know if sketch is the right word, but let's look at it and you guys can let me know. So Ben Devine, the Bears have already received offers from 2 teams for the number 1 overall pick, according to the Bears blog. Neither is the Texans or the Colts. Okay, well, who? Update. One of the inquiring teams is the Titans, who have the 11th pick in the NFL draft. Whoa, what? Okay, so the thing is this real? I don't know if it is because it is kind of a sus source. Yeah, but it's a popular website amongst Chicago, the Chicago Bears fan base. So they've got a lot of followers. They seem to be keeping up with it. But from the Titans' perspective, is this something that you want to rely on? Because it's a big ask. You know, you're going to hear the rumors all the way up until the draft in April. There are going to be crazy reports coming from teams who might be trying to leverage themselves. You know, maybe the Bears are trying to get the Colts or the Texans to make a move here and kind of see if they come up with an offer. Or maybe it's players' agents trying to push a little bit of an agenda here. You don't know. Or it could be real. Could Rand Carthen have called the Bears and said, hey, man, what would it take to get the number 1 pick? Absolutely, it could have happened. But I don't know that it did. So let me know what you guys think. Do you think the Titans actually called the Bears and asked, hey, what's it going to take for us to get that number one? We need a quarterback. Type R for real, type F for fake. And while you're down there, make sure to hit the sub button. We're going to be covering a lot of stuff this offseason, and it just seems to get hotter and hotter. The rumors are swirling. There's lots to be done to this team during the offseason. You don't want to miss any news, analysis, highlights, rumors. So make sure you hit that sub button. If you love the Titans, you will. If you don't, you're fake. That's it. I don't make the rules. All right, so let's talk about who they could get if they do decide to trade up for this number one pick in the draft. CJ Stroud. My goodness, these stats, huh? 13 games, a 66.3 completion percentage, 3,688 yards, 41 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. This kid is a natural pocket passer. He doesn't necessarily have an elite cannon for an arm like Josh Allen or Patrick Mahomes, but he's well-rounded. He's accurate. He's precise with ball placement. And I think this is a guy that Ryan Carthen would be very fond of to have on this team. We talked about it last week. What Ryan Carthen is looking for in a quarterback is exactly what this kid is. Somebody who's accurate, who can place the ball right where it needs to be, and can lead the team. And this kid looks like he's got all of the makings of exactly what Ryan Carthen wants in his quarterback. The other guy, Bryce Young, he's going to go early in the draft. 64.5 completion percentage, 3,328 yards, 32 touchdowns, and 5 interceptions. He's a guy who is able to throw with velocity and accuracy off platform. He makes those weird throws. He's flexible. He can make the throws from different angles, which could be beneficial if the Titans aren't able to fix the O-line the way that we all hope they can. But to have a guy back there that is able to make those athletic plays and kind of make stuff happen when he's under pressure would be beneficial to this team. So is it worth the cost? I don't know. Let's see. You do trade up for a quarterback. You grab one of these guys, CJ Stroud or Bryce Young. He comes in and then it's a bust. Not because he can't quarterback an NFL team, but because you didn't fix the other issues on the team. The O-line, the receiver room. If you don't give your quarterback the protection to work or the options to hit, it really doesn't matter who's under center. You can have Ryan Tannehill back there. You can have CJ Stroud back there. They're both going to have the same issues with the O-line if it's not fixed. That being said, it is important for this team to start looking towards the future. Ryan Tannehill has one more year. If they don't cut him or trade him or whatever they decide to do, he's got one more year. And then you're working with Malik Willis, who this year has proved that he's not quite there yet. So you've got to start looking towards the future, but does that require the Titans trading up for that first pick? Let's talk about the O-line. I just touched on it. They've been struggling, and PFF says this. The Tennessee line ranks last in PFF pass blocking efficiency over the season, giving up 172 pressure points on 531 pass blocking snaps. The Titans rank third worst in the league for yards generated before contact in running play, averaging just 1.0 yards per year. That is not something you want to hear about your team. The foundation of the team starts with the guys up front. They kind of lay the foundation and give the offense the time and what they need to make stuff happen. You can't have a very high productive offense if you don't start up front and give your guys some time to work. So the O-line is absolutely something that you can bet Rand Carthen, Mike Vrabel, the front office is looking into this offseason. They're going to do something. They know they can't just let this slide and hope for the best. Fingers crossed, maybe we'll get a quarterback who can make it all go away. That's not going to happen. It doesn't matter who's under center. They're going to address this. The other thing they need to address is the wide receiver room. You look at the depth chart here. Treylon Burks, Robert Woods, Nick Westbrook-Ikhine, Racey McMath. Look. Injuries, man. Burks had turf toe and a concussion that kept him out of a couple games. He played all right, but I mean, it wasn't the greatest rookie year. You can't chalk that up just to him. You got to look at the guys who are surrounding him. Things got in the way, but he can't do it alone either. Robert Woods is somebody we've talked about might get cut to save some some cap space. And he truly didn't do too much this season either to make an argument as to why he should stay. Westbrook-Ikhine had a really good game against the Broncos, and that was about it. He had 2 touchdowns. He had 3 the whole season. He had 2 in that one game. You can't make things happen if you don't have the depth, and you got to piece this offense together correctly. I think the big 3 positions here, quarterback, O-line, wide receiver, it's something to be said that these rumors are coming out that maybe the Titans trade up, but it's a pros and cons thing. You got to write them out and kind of weigh them out and decide, what do we want to give in order to get, Because again, if they trade up for a quarterback and the problems aren't solved, they may be putting themselves in a hole for not just this season, but for seasons to come. So you guys let me know, would you trade up in the draft? Do you think it's a smart idea? Or would you wait back and maybe grab somebody like Hendon Hooker later in the rounds, who would have been a first-round draft pick had he not gotten hurt, but that injury hurt his draft stock. So maybe you go after an offensive lineman or a wide receiver and hang back for a quarterback. Or maybe you just throw it all in, say YOLO, full send, and just go after a quarterback in the first round. Would you draft up in the draft? Let me know. Type Y for yes, type N for no. We'll see y'all soon.